If anybody's around and you've got any Reiki questions, then jump on board and let me know, and I'll answer all your questions that are Reiki related. Just move that. I adore Reiki. I think that it is a really fantastic foundation for anybody who wants to learn about energy. Hi Beth, just thought I'd jump on board just for a minute, just talking about Reiki. There's so many benefits to it, it's just crazy. It is amazing. But ultimately, it's a self-healing journey, and it doesn't really matter whether you've got something massive to heal or whether, just life in general you'd like to kind of keep on top of, because it gets you to spend some me time for a start, because it forces you to kind of look deeper at yourself. You can do lots of self-healing, and it's just a fantastic way of really delving deep into yourself. So because at first Reiki it might not, but it can feel a little bit untangible. And so there's a lot of trust that's being built at first as you start to grow into that energy and you start to feel it more and more. So for me, what I find is that Reiki is fantastic because it puts you in a position where you have to start and trust yourself. So the way I see it is that it is a self-discovery journey. It will flag up everything that you're struggling with, whether it's physical pain, whether it is trusting yourself, and it gives you an opportunity to work with that. The more that you tap into Reiki and work with it and kind of nurture that bit of energy that you are starting to feel, it will expand more and more, and you'll feel more, and you'll feel more comfortable with it. And, it just grows from there. And it's really about spending time bringing that energy through and sitting with it just for yourself. You don't have to do it with other people, but your relationship and your trust in that healing energy will grow the more that you spend time with it. And of all the years I've been running the courses, the only thing that people have said is that they can't believe what they can, what they are starting to feel or they can feel, and that they wish they'd done it sooner. So I just think that Reiki Degree 1 is a fantastic foundation for anybody. They don't have to be wanting to be a healer. It can just be that it's something for them. It teaches you how to start and really protect your energy and understand what that means, that there's a level of protection that is needed from everything around you. So understanding energy as a whole, the potentials that it has, how it can support you, and also learning to really ground your energy, what that means, and not just the protection side, but also really starting to clear and cleanse your energy on a regular basis. So at Reiki Degree 1, it gives you that opportunity to start and get used to some of the terminology, what it means, and how you can, basically incorporate it into your life. Once you start and see the bigger picture and you start to really connect in with the energy around you and have an understanding of what that means, you'll wonder how you managed before. It's almost like you've been asleep and now you are starting to wake up. That's really what it's like. You just think, oh my gosh, how did I manage before Reiki? And it's not that you become dependent on it, but it's just such a wonderful tool. It's so gentle, yet it's so powerful. It's crazy, really, the kind of things that you can work with in relation to what Reiki can do. I've used it for, children that are being bullied at school, and it's made a crazy, incredible difference. And yeah, I also work with Reiki to eliminate people's migraines and lots of physical pain, back pain and things like that. And probably the main thing that I really tap into Reiki for is that it really soothes anxiety, depression. I've watched it help people sleep for long periods of time in comparison to only getting 1 or 2 hours. I can't tell you how many people over the years who said to me, "Oh my God, I literally slept all night last night for the first time in 10 years." So Reiki is a universal energy, essentially. And the idea is that when you do that first degree, you are attuned to accessing that energy healing, and that's what's happening. So the way I would describe Reiki is it's like an unconditional love. It's a really high vibration, and when you're working with it, it really it helps clear the mind. So it's hard to describe, really. It's almost as if you're a lot lighter, not as much is weighing you down. You've got more space within your mind. There's not as much anxiety, and anything seems possible, and you feel as though you can take on the world. So what it's actually doing is working with all levels of you. So it works with your physical body, but it spends a lot of time nurturing what we call those energetic bodies, so the auric field. And about 2 inches outside of your physical body is the emotional body. And that's why we say, we feel as if the world's sat on our shoulders, and you can feel the weight, the worry of the world, all that kind of stuff, all those phrases. And they are all linked in to what sits on that in that emotional body. So Reiki goes and works with that to really help shift it out of your system, and it really does work. And even the most skeptical people will come along and say, "That was really strange, because I do feel lighter." I've seen people who are very, very lethargic, who are really, really struggling to do even the most basic things. And I've watched them leave sessions of having, so not doing the course, but actually having a session themselves for an hour. And when they've left, they have literally been jumping about like Tigger for 8 hours. And phoned me up afterwards, said, "What on earth happened? That was so crazy. I can't believe how much energy I've got." And it's just lifted something off them, which has been weighing them down massively. So, it's great because I work with tiny babies who've got tummy ache, and you can work with people who are much older. It doesn't tend to affect medication. The only thing that I wouldn't use Reiki for would be if somebody had come to me and said, "I've just broke the leg," and they hadn't had it set in plaster, because of course if you start using Reiki, you are actually going to start that healing process off. So there's a few little things that I wouldn't use it for. But ultimately, you can pretty much use it in any situation, really help calm people down. It's great for panic attacks, as I said before, great for headaches, great for helping people sleep. When my children were doing their exams, I used Reiki to really calm them down, and they literally were the calmest people in their classes doing the GCSEs, and you could see the difference in them. So, whether you use it for yourself, or whether you do want to somehow incorporate into your work, or whether you just want it for your family, it's amazing. It really is. My eldest daughter, who's nearly 19, I didn't work with Reiki when she was a tiny baby. And she was always pulling. Oh my God, I could have so done with it so many times. And I wasn't a Reiki practitioner then. But by the time I had my other daughter, I was. And the difference was amazing. Every time she, when they start nursery and they start getting ear infections and all sorts of, bugs and stuff. And sometimes the only thing that would settle her would be to actually work with Reiki. So, they'd have like Calpol and Nurofen and all that kind of stuff. And it just doesn't last, and obviously you don't really want them to be taking anything. So when she was trying to get to sleep, bless her, I would just stand over her, and sort of do Reiki on her face or near her ears or whatever was hurting her. And it was literally the only thing that would settle her off to sleep. And I was always mesmerised because, I mean, I wasn't even touching her. I was just working with her energy. But it really does work. So I found over the years that most of my students who have decided to train in Reiki, it has been for themselves. It's people who have either had a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, maybe they've experienced depression, and a lot of those people have had children that they know would massively benefit, so therefore they've wanted it as a tool, really, a tool in your kit that you could use. You could literally tap into Reiki every single night when you go to bed. So that's why I spend time talking about Reiki healing and investing time teaching others, because the possibilities with it are endless. You know, only limited by your imagination. And there's a few different levels that you can do, but that first level, for absolute beginners, you don't need to know anything about Reiki. You don't need to know about energy or chakras or balancing or any of the other words that we kind of use, because you get taught that everything on the course. So during the actual courses, we do these beautiful attunements where we are essentially hooking you up, if you like, to that Reiki source of energy so that you can start to tap into it. We do some wonderful meditations to kind of start and get you into the zone, and just teach you everything that you need to know so that you are more equipped energetically in life. So as I said right at the beginning, I just think it's a really fantastic foundation for anybody who wants to understand energy and wants to have some healing tools literally at their fingertips. So yeah, if anybody has any specific questions, of course, do let me know. You can always message me underneath after this live is finished. But I am really passionate about Reiki because I have seen it help so many people. And as it does feel like an unconditional love, how could it not? How could it not? It literally is the most beautiful love vibration, and it's a great energy boost. It's a fantastic way to clear your mind and clear old stuff, clear old people. It really helps clearing your energy field in sort of a manifesting point of view, where what it does is it helps clear those different layers of the auric field. So it's helping things not come in, if you like. So if you think of it from a point of view of an energetic link between you and somebody else, you could have had an argument with somebody. You might have had a lot of trouble with somebody who you know is kind of sending bad vibes your way, if you like, whether it's intentional or not, but that's still starting to connect in with your energy, and that can make you feel ill. You know, at the very least, you could end up with a headache. So working with Reiki helps clear your energy field so that you are less affected by other things that are going on in the world. So yeah, if anybody has any Reiki questions, please do let me know. Ian, I hope I've kind of answered that question as to what it is. Yeah, it just really is the most amazing energy. So I hope everybody's having a lovely Sunday afternoon. I just wanted to come on and kind of talk Reiki because I just love it. So if anybody has any questions, let me know, and enjoy the rest of your day.